everyone, it's Maam Steph right here and welcome once again to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we are going to learn about how to determine the equation of a quadratic function given only its table of values. Ito yung table na ginagawa natin kapag we are asked to get values of y and mag-a-assign lang tayo ng value x. So paano pag ito lang yung binigay sa atin and how are we going to determine the quadratic function that is represented by this table? So before we proceed to our discussion, let's first have a review on our quadratic function, specifically on its general form. So yung general form ng quadratic function natin ay given by the equation y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a should not be equal to 0. So alam na natin yung ibig sabihin yan. So pag real numbers, so pwedeng negative number, pwedeng positive number, pwede rin maging 0. Maliban na lang sa coefficient na a. Hindi siya dapat maging equal to 0. Okay, so ngayon, we have this question. What is the equation of the quadratic function that represents the table of values below? So what if ito lang yung binigay sa atin, tapos we will identify or we will determine kung anong equation yon. So, una nating gagawin is to choose any ordered pairs xy in the given table of values. Tapos, step 2 is to substitute the ordered pairs in our general form to create equations for a, b, and c. Okay, itong mga equations natin ito. Next is solve for a, b, and c using the three equations by substitution. And then the fourth step is to substitute the obtained values of a, b, and c to our general form to determine the equation of our function. So now let's proceed to our solution. Of course, we will follow the steps. We'll start with step 1, which is we're going to choose any three ordered pairs coming from our table of values here. So in our table of values, we can see 5 ordered pairs, and these ordered pairs are 0, 5, which is from this pair. We have 1, 6, 230, 326, and 445. Now, in my opinion, we must choose those ordered pairs with lesser values. So, in this case, we will choose the first 3 ordered pairs. So, we will not choose 326 and 445 because of 26 and 45. So, ang pipiliin lang natin ay ang 05, 16, at 213. Now that we are set with our 3 ordered pairs, gagamitin naman natin yung mga ordered pairs natin and substitute those in our general form. So, starting with 05, general form natin will be replaced, or x and y will be replaced with this value. So, of course, 5 will replace y and 0 will replace x. So, the resulting equation would be this one. And then we know that 0 square is just 0 times a. This will be 0 at saka ito rin, b times 0 is 0. Therefore, we are left with only c on this side of the equation, and c will be equal to 5. So that will be our first equation. Next is 1, 6. So we have our general form again, and then 6 will replace y, and then 1 will replace x. So the resulting equation will be this. Now we have 1 square, that will be 1 times a, that is just a. And then b times 1 is just b. And then this will be our resulting equation. Now this time, I want to have an equation for a. So I will be just transferring b and c to the other side of my equation. So the resulting equation will be this one. So bakit naging negative? Because I already transferred b and c to the other side of the equation kasama ni 6. So instead of positive, magiging negative na siya since it crosses the equal sign. So our resulting equation will be a, 6 minus b minus c. Okay? And then since I know that c is equal to 5, which is given by our equation 1, I will just replace c with 5 here para maging simplified yung equation natin dito. And then we will then combine 6 and 5, so the result will be 1. And then, this is now my equation 2. I have a equals 1 minus b. And then let's proceed to the third one, which is 213. So 13 will replace y, and then 2 will replace x. So the resulting equation will be this one. And then we have 2 squared, so that will be 4a, and then 2b, and then plus 5. So I will not make any equation for b, or I will not transform this one to have an equation for b. Kasi I will have fractions. So I will leave this as is and simplify this one later. And this will be my equation 3. So now for step 3, we are going to use those three equations and solve for the values of a, b, and c. Now since in the equation 1, we are already given with the value of c which is equal to 5, ang kailangan na lang nating gawin is solving for the values of a and b. Now since for a, we are given equation 2 which is a equals 1 minus b, and yung gagamitin naman natin for b is yung equation 3, which is 13 equals 4a plus 2b plus 5. Now, I cannot solve anything from these two equations because each of these equations ay may dalawang unknown. So, what I'm going to do is gagamitin ko ang equation 2 and substitute that one to my equation 3. So, since a is equivalent to 1 minus b, 1 minus b will be replacing a in equation 3. So the result will be this one. I just copied 13 here equals 4. And then instead of a, that is replaced with 1 minus b galing sa equation 2 natin. Kasi nga equivalent yan ng a. And then copy plus 2b and then plus 5. And then what I'm going to do next is to distribute 4. So that will be 4 times 1 and 4 times negative b. So the resulting equation will be this one. So 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times negative b is negative 4b. And here I can see like terms. So 4 and 5 are like terms. They are both constant. While negative 4b plus 2b are also like terms. So if I'm going to combine them, the result will be 13 equals negative 2b. Okay, this is the result of negative 4b plus 2b. Kaya naging negative 2b dito. And then 4 plus 5 equals 9. So right now, I am going to create an equation 4b. And to do that, I will transfer negative 2b to the other side of the equation para maging positive to. And then also 13 will be transferred to the other side as well so that I can combine 13 and 9. So the result will be this one. So positive 2b is equal to 9 minus 13. And combining 9 minus 13, the result will be negative 4. And to solve for the value of b, I will have to divide both sides with 2. Why I need to divide both sides with 2? So I can eliminate this. Therefore, I will be left with b in this side of the equation. And then negative 4 divided by 2, that will give me negative. And then right after is I'm going to use this value and substitute that to equation 2 so that I can obtain the value for a. Therefore, b will be replaced with negative 2. And then, negative times negative 2, that will become positive. So, a is equal to 1 plus 3. Therefore, the value of a is 3. So, now that we have already the value of a, b, and c, we can now then proceed to step 4. So, we will substitute these three values to our general form. And we have a equals 3, b equals negative 2, and c equals 5. And then using our general form, these values will replace a, b, and c. So we have this one. So a is replaced with 3, b was replaced with negative 2, and c is replaced with positive 5. And to simplify this, we are going to remove the grouping symbol. So our equation will be y equals 3x squared, and this will become negative. So we have negative 2x plus 5. And this is now our quadratic function that is represented by the table of value given earlier. So now let's have another example. So given the table of values below, let us determine the equation of the quadratic function that represents this table of values. So our solution would be, starting from step 1, to choose the three ordered pairs from our given table of values. And in this table of values, we can see 5 ordered pairs, starting with negative 2, 2, negative 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 5, and 3, 22. Now, in this case, we will be choosing the three ordered pairs with lesser values, and those are negative 1, 0, 0, 1, and 1, 5. And now for step 2 is to substitute these ordered pairs to our general form to create our equations for a, b, and c. So starting with negative 1, 0, 0 will replace y and negative 1 will replace x. So here we have the resulting equation. And then we also have negative 1 squared. That will be positive 1 multiplied to a. The result will be just a. And b times negative 1, the result will be negative b and then plus c. So here, I want to create an equation for b. Therefore, I will just transfer b to the other side of the equation. It's because b has the negative sign and I don't want negative sign in my equation. So I will just make this positive by transferring this one to the other side of the equation. Therefore, I will have an equation for b which is b equals a plus c. And this is my first equation. Then let's proceed to the second ordered pair which is 0, 1. So 1 will replace y and 0 will replace all the x. So these two terms, the first and the second term, will be equal to 0. Therefore, we will be left with c on this side of the equation. Therefore, c is equal to 1 and this will be our equation 2. And then for the third ordered pair, 5 will replace y and 1 will replace x. So 1 square here is equal to a, and then b times 1 is b, and this is our resulting equation. Now, since we have already from equation 2 the value of c equal to 1, we replace c with 1 right here. Okay, and then our resulting equation will be this one. So this time, I'd like to have an equation for a. So I will just transfer b and positive 1 to the other side of the equation. So the resulting equation will be a equals 5 minus b minus 1. So since b and 1 is transferred to the other side together with 5, therefore their sign also changes from positive, it becomes negative. And then combining 5 and negative 1, the result will be 4. So our equation 3 is a equals 4 minus b. So since we are given already with c equal to 1 from equation 2, we will only have to solve for the values of a and b. So yung a, we have an equation a equals 4 minus b, and for b naman, we have the equation b equals a plus c. So we will be using c equal to 1 for this equation to simplify equation 2. So the resulting equation will be b equals a plus 1. Now, since this is an equation for a, I can use this expression and replace a here. So the result will be b equals 4 minus b plus 1. And then we will just remove the grouping symbol and combine 4 and 1, which is equal to 5. So we have b equals negative b plus 5. And then to solve for b, we will just transfer b to the other side of the equation. So the resulting equation will be b plus b equals 5. And then we have 2b equals 5. So to solve for b, we will just divide both sides with 2. Therefore, we can obtain b equals 5 over 2. And then we will be using this value to equation 3 so we can get the value of a. Therefore, we replace b with 5 over 2. So now I have a whole number and a fraction. Now, I don't want to deal with this fraction anymore. So I'm going to multiply both sides with 2. Okay, so that I can eliminate the denominator 2 here. So it's also important that I multiply 2 on this side. Okay, so if I'm going to multiply 2 times a, the result will be 2a. And then if I'm going to multiply 2 with this, my result will be 4 times 2, that will be 8. And then if I'm going to multiply 2 with 5 over 2, I will cancel out the denominator. Therefore, the resulting equation will now be 2a equals 8 minus 5. Okay, I will be left with 5 here after I multiply that with 2. And then 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. And to solve for a, again, I will have to divide both sides with 2. Therefore, a will be 3 over 2. So now that we have the values of a, b, and c, we can now proceed to our step 4, which is to substitute these values to our general form. So a will be replaced with 3 over 2, b will be replaced with 5 over 2, and c will be replaced with 1. So we just simplify by removing the grouping symbol. Therefore, our quadratic function that represents the table of values given is y equals 3 over 2x squared plus 5 over 2x plus 1. And that's it for this video. I hope this video have helped you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more tutorials. Thank you.